Torchwood's Miracle Day Rendition, the second episode of Series 4, is written by Doris Egan and starring John Barrowman, Eve Miles, Mekhi Phifer, Alexa Havins, Kai Owen and Bill Pullman. So the episode introduces Lauren Ambrose as Jilly Kitzinger and Wayne Knight as Brian Fredkin. This is the first Miracle Day with a prologue scene saying one day no one dies, next day no one dies, and the next, and the next, and the next, and a great recap. At the Heathrow airport, Reese and Anwen has to stay because they're not Torchwood, but Gwen and Captain Jack are, so they board the plane and flew to America. Meanwhile, CIA are watching Oswald on the news being interviewed. The picture of a 12-year-old girl showed up, which seemed to haunt Oswald, so he cried and kept saying sorry. There's great acting there. Charlotte Wills disbelieved, but Esther wouldn't have an opinion because of her job. So she went to see Mr. Fredkin, telling him that she wants to investigate Torchwood. It's so cool Wayne Knight is in Whoniverse. He's best known as Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park, Officer Don Orville in The Third Rock from the Sun, Al in Toy Story 2, Microchip in Punisher Warzone, and Newman in Seinfeld. He's a great actor, and in Torchwood he plays Brian Fredkin, who's a high-ranking CIA. At the hospital, Vera prompts the doctors and nurses that there's nothing but time, because no one's gonna die. Could you imagine being, well, pretty much sliced up, where you should die, but live with that pain forever? Pfft. That would be a torture life. In the plane, Jack and Gwen needed a drink, so Lynn claims that she's supervising Danny to get the drink, so she puts poison in Jack's drink. After Jack drank it, Rex helped him to get to the toilets and threw up. So Gwen and Rex thinks it was Danny at first, but they realise it's Lynn. So she gets tied up. Rex phones Vera to find out if there's any cure that can be found in the plane. So he grabs what they can find to make a cure for Jack, but Lynn got herself free and attack. And I love the bit where Gwen says, "I'm Welsh," and knocks Lynn out with a punch. Yes! She kicks ass. So Jack is cured. After Oswald finished his interview, he goes in the lift and Jilly turns up giving him a card for her details. He turns it down because he's already needed for interviews. Lauren Ambrose played Jilly Kitzinger, a PR representative who works for Phycorp that creates painkillers without narcotic side effects. And I think she's a great character, a very cheerful woman. Her character is described as a sweet-talking PR genius with a heart of a stone, who's just concerned the most important client of her career, and maybe of all time, and also scene stealer, who uses her klutziness to both draw attention to herself and divert attention from her agenda, self-delusion, and the ego of someone who can look into the void and walk out of it with confidence. Jane Espen said that the high heels, the attitude, and the name were there from the beginning. Lauren Ambrose loved the outfits that she's given, saying more beautiful than the next. Jilly Kitzinger spends her money well. How the world spins, instinctively knows how to manipulate her position in it. Paul James played Noah Vickers, who's a CIA agent who works with Esther, a brilliant character. Marina Benedicts played Charlotte Wills, who's also a CIA member, possibly the servant of 3 families. She did a great job as well. Ditchman Lackman played Lynn Peterfield, who's a CIA. Her and Rex had a thing and cold-blooded murder. She is so good. As the plane arrived in Washington Dulles International Airport, Jack, Gwen, Rex and Lynn were escorted, so then Rex knocks the guards out and snaps Lynn's neck. So after Esther told Rex that him and Esther were given more money in bank accounts to make them look like criminals, she picks Jack, Gwen and Rex up. Vera gave Rex a painkiller from Jilly. The bit where Lynn is walking in front of them with a twisted neck, her head twisted backwards, I was like, whoa! Pretty grim. You'd forget that no one dies. So Esther drove, she wonders what was going on, and Gwen gave a great line saying, "Welcome to Torchwood." I really enjoyed this episode. There's crazy shit going on. What did you think of this episode? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks as always for watching, and see you in the next video.